Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of One Shot with me, Notorious BLT. Oh, man. I don't remember exactly where we were. Oh, right, that's the boat that we just came across on. Nico not saying anything. Not gonna lie, that bothers me, like, a lot. Yeah. You know, I just got off of playing Bad North, which is, I've been playing it on the hardest difficulty, which has proven extremely difficult in certain cases. Of course, you know, mistakes are made, but, like, it's strange to go from, like, the emotional, or, like, the stressful highs of that game to the emotional lows of this one. This is her grave. Ah, it's been years, but it's still hard, you know? Lula, want to help me look for some flowers for Mom later? Yes. Mom, you're not going to believe what happened today. We met the Messiah and... Hi, Nico. Hi. Alrighty. Oh, it's just like, my heart rate immediately dropped. You know, like, I wasn't feeling super stressed right off the bat. But I am, sort of, but it's more of like a sense of dread than it is like moment-to-moment stress. It's you. My name's Nico. Ah, nice to finally meet you. No, wait. It is a pleasure to be of acquaintance at last, Nico. My name is Cedric. Oh, I'm supposed to be looking for you too. I am aware. Prototype had contacted me earlier, saying that you would be on your way to the city. He did? He sent me a message after his memories were restored. Oh. He told me to wait in the city, but I thought it'd be faster for me to pick you guys up. Turns out, that was a terrible idea. Pick us up? Wait, you can fly that plane? What is a plane? That thing behind you. Oh, you mean the flying machine? They're called planes in my world. Oh. I did not realize they existed in other worlds. Wait, are you the friend that Kalmus and Alula was talking about? Is this the same flying machine they were talking about? I do not know anyone named Kalmus or Alula. I think they're meant to be friends with my father? In previous iterations of your father, he was the original owner of the flying machine. It's one of his greatest inventions, actually. Your dad invented planes? Flying machine. It's cool either way. Thanks. But to answer your earlier question, I am proficient in operating the machine. But something weird happened to the Enigma when I was in the air earlier. I had to make an emergency landing on this tiny island before I crashed into the city wall. You almost crashed? That's terrible. It was not pleasant, I will admit. I wonder if the engine problem has to do with the square particle disruptions. I checked, but there isn't any of that square stuff inside the machine itself. But I noticed some islands in the glen are really messed up now. They are. Guess I should have listened to Proto in the first place. Say, where is he? He said he was coming with you. Is he still back at the main islands? Oh, actually, back at the Barrens, there was a cave-in, and then a bunch of squares. He and the robot lady, neither of them made it out. No. He did give me this, though. The disc he pulled from his head. Oh. Oh, thank goodness. He gave you his main drive. As long as I have this, I should be able to bring him back. Really? It's going to be hard, but yes. You need all three of us for the big door. But first things first, we need to find a way to go to the city. Right. The city gate is kind of kaput now. If this machine was working, we could just fly right in there. I've isolated the issue with the machine, but I can't repair it with the stuff I have on hand. Oh, what's wrong with it? The battery in the engine is dead, and the engine has some gears that need to be replaced. Do you think you'll be able to fix it if Notorious BLT and I help you find those things? Maybe. Problem is, the Glen isn't exactly a very high-tech area. I'm not sure if you'll be able to find anything so specialized here. We'll try anyway. We can't really do anything else right now. You know, and not to talk more about... okay, piece from this plane. Not to talk more about another game that I'm playing, but, like... Flying machine. Right. About another game, but... I'm just realizing, like, and this is always the worst part about this stuff, is when you think about it afterwards, and then you're like, oh shit, there was this other thing I could have done that would have made things easier, or would have actually possibly gotten me the win, and then it just, oh god, it hurts so bad when you think about that stuff. Oh shit. Okay, right, there were no other bridges here, so maybe I have to talk to these two, because there's like nothing here, man. Do you know where I could find some gears? Gears? What's that? It's like a metal circle thing with teeth. A circle with teeth? That sounds so silly. Like something Magpie would have. Magpie? You know, the trader guy. He collects all kinds of funny stuff. I mean, he even keeps around broken glass and junk. Oh yeah. I think I know who you're talking about. He's such a weirdo. So how do I get there? Do I have to go back in the boat? Do I can find a battery? Good question. We don't really use electricity in the Glen. Ah. But there are robots at the research station. If there's a battery anywhere, they'd know where it is. Gotcha, thanks. Okay, so I think I have to get back on the boat. Because it didn't appear that there were any other places to go. Can I? Okay, yeah, I can't go down. I can only go across. Now I have to remember how the hell to get around in this place. So wait, the one that they're talking about, the merchant man, he was the one that had the sheep that was like all eldritch horror-y, right? The one that was like brrr. Was making crazy non-sheep noises. Wait, can I go over this way? No. Alright. So into the building we go. Screw you, Square. Screw you, dude. Hello, person. 2 children reside near here. No, they don't. They are gone, dude. They are out. Right, this is where the lady that was holding shit together is. The druid. Or not druid, the like... What would I call that? A Dryad. Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Dryad. Dryad seems to be the most, fitting description. Okay, so I can't go over there, so there's only one way to go. Wait, was there only one way to go? Yeah. Squares stop me from going anywhere. Or, anywhere else. And this was what? Right, more squares. Is this also? Okay, that's nothing. So, can you tell me about things? The deeper ruins are ahead. Do note, they are partially flooded. Okay, right, we can cross that. What about... Was this bundle... Oh, my voice. Was this bundle a thing? Yeah. Wait, did we... This is the cave. Okay. And we just came out of this. Yeah. So this is it. Please do not approach. The gate is closed until further notice. Okay. Right, that's busted. So our only choice is to go in here. Which is that. Which is no bueno. The bridge is broken. Maybe I can talk to the Dryad and get her to fix it? Or not fix it, but like use her plant bits to hold it together. I just have to remember how to get there. This place is such a... I mean, it's not a maze, but like when there's multiple choices of where to go, I don't always know where I should be going. I was going to say my brain gets lost easily, but I mean, come on. My brain is basically just a pile of glycogen and stuff that pilots the meat mech that is me. Hello. I, have something to ask of you. Yes? It looks like most of the bridges around the glen are broken, and that's right, the bridges. You need to cross them on your pilgrimage. Would you like me to fix them? Yeah. Is that possible? Difficult. Bridges are in very specific locations over water. Need to find the right points. Vines must be very strong to... an undertaking. Ah, but possible. I intend to use the last of my strength. Please stand back. What happened? Are you okay? Are you... Oh, this poor kid. It's interesting that we kind of go from it and this kind of like adventure that is mostly, well, I don't want to say mostly upbeat, but like a lot of times it is a little silly with notes of melancholy, and now we are like straight up in full depression mode. Just man. As in, like, you know, before there was a chance for Nico to have a positive-ish outlook to things, and now it's like that is entirely gone. Like, there is no chance for him to have anything positive going on. Or nothing positive going on, but, like, him having any kind of positive outlook right now is not likely. The bridge to the forest was just restored. The village evacuees should be able to find better fishing spots here. The plant spirit is really looking out for us, isn't she? Yeah. Was. Until very recently. Alright, let's go south first. Before we go north. Just, I don't know, I feel like clearing the south might be a little faster. And maybe that's part of my memory, or maybe my memory is not serving me well, because it never does, because it's bad. Okay. I'm sorry, there are multiple bridges across now? No. So this is the only one, huh? Some vines just grew around this bridge. Almost as if it was an intentional repair effort. Yeah. Hello, person. The research station is currently experiencing some technical difficulties. I can tell. Even the bridge on the way here was... Are you sent here by Dr. Silverpoint? No? Oh, carry on then. By the way, do you know where I could find a battery for a flying machine? I do not. Alright. Do you? Do you know where I can find a battery for a flying machine? Have you checked the power room? Okay. Do you know where I can find a battery for a flying machine? I have a battery integrated into my system. It cannot be used to power other things. Ah, so no. Would you happen to know where I could find a battery for a flying machine? What is a flying machine? Never mind. Alrighty, how about you? Anomalies are increasing. Alrighty. Did we ever go in here before? Hello, person. This is the main generator for the Glen. Hello, would you happen to know where I could find a battery for a flying machine? It's kind of an emergency. I do not know what a flying machine is. But any sort of large machinery would require a high-capacity power cell. For example, the generator in this room utilizes such a device. Oh right, I almost forgot. We had to fix a battery for this thing in the Barrens, didn't we, Notorious PLT? If this is an emergency for living beings, you can use the battery from the generator. Oh. Wait, but if we take the battery here, all of you guys will lose power, wouldn't you? Maybe Notorious BLT and I should go find another one. Negative. This is the only battery in the Glen powerful enough to be used as a standalone unit. If it is a dire situation, then do what you must. Oh. I'm looking elsewhere first. I feel like maybe we don't have to. And maybe this is like... I can't think of the game right now, but I know that there's a game where it's like... Oh, I think it was Plague Tale. Where I had a feeling there were more ways to do things than were otherwise obvious at the start. And that perhaps those would have a different result on the... Like, it would cause a different result in terms of the outcome of the game. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about, like, you may not have to kill as many people in front of your little brother. Which, man, I hate that sentence. I hate that sentence a lot. Land fragmentation is happening faster and faster now, but looks like the vines are slowing it down. My mommy is making food for everyone. I want to help her catch fish, but I'm not a grown-up yet. Won't last long now, will we? The sun can't fix the squares. The sun can't restore the land. Oh, you're the trader guy. Sure am. You here to trade? Because if you are, then I got bad news for you. A lot of my stuff is back at my cart, which is sadly abandoned when I was running for my life. So my collection is very limited right now. Managed to grab some of my favorite things before I left, though. Oh, do you have anything like gears? Gears? Like the metal spinny things? I don't think I have anything like that. Wait. I do have this box thing that you can wind up and play a song. That's a music box. Yeah. I bet there's a lot of metal bits in here. Oh, that might work. But I'm not sure if I want to trade it away. It's one of my favorite things. Oh. Oh, what am I saying? You're the savior. Things have been getting bad around here lately. If I don't help you, I might not even be around much longer. You need this to save the world, right? Take it. Ah, thank you. Okay, that's one little shining light in all this. Sun has more moss covering than our village did. Would have been nice to build a settlement here. Too late now, I guess. Sniff, are you okay? I want to go back home. Alright, where is Demon Sheep? What a day. Hate it. Hate it. Looks like the land is deteriorating faster than ever now. Oh, hello, Messiah. Would you like some stew? I made enough to feed a whole village. Literally. It's okay, thanks. You're gonna get hungry later, pal. The vines are everywhere. The plant lady must be protecting us. Yeah. Well, that's not gonna work. Our village was ransacked by the squares not long ago. Most of us made it out alive, but we can't really go back anymore. Oh, squares are bad news, man. I agree. Squares are bad news. Don't draw squares. Lest they come alive and start destroying everything. Okay, so it seems to me that there really is... Well, wait a minute. I thought maybe this was, like, going to be a secret path. Well, not secret path, but, like, you know, a not-so-obvious path. Shit. You know, this game actually illustrates something kind of important in games in terms of, like, when you're designing stuff. And not to say that I'm, like, an expert in game design or anything, because I am not, but it's just, like, not a feeling that I have, but, wait, is this? No, we need to go further back. We need to go south. Like, south, south, south. Even though there's no, like, puzzle to be solved here right now, so really all we're doing is fetching items, at the very least, even though it's not, like, there's no, like I said, there's no puzzle to be solved or anything, at the very least, it is giving you an idea of the gravity of the situation. You know what I mean? Like, this robot has told us, if you take that battery, and you should, shit, like, everything's gonna power down. I guess we have no choice but to take this Notorious BLT. Fuck, please don't tell me. Wait. No. You know, Just thinking, like... Don't look at him, kid. Don't even talk to him. Or rather, don't even interact with him. Fuck. God, I don't remember what the hell I was saying now. Son of a bitch. Nope, that's the cave. That's right, the robot at least gave us the gravity of the situation. Sort of. So it isn't just us going and grabbing items. You know, like, there is something to be illustrated by going to get these items. And I suppose you could also say, like, oh, but if this was a speed run, then, you know, you wouldn't really necessarily be interacting with all these characters. You would just get the item and that's it. So you wouldn't really get the context. But then again, like, I mean, that's a speed run. That's not somebody just playing through the game regular. So I don't know. I guess I would default to, like, I don't know. I think that the way this is done is very, like, I think this is done very well. And even things that I would normally find annoying, like, just go fetch that for me. Like, it's not just that. There's, you know, there's more to it. Sorry, I forgot. What parts do we need to find again? A battery for the engine and a few gears to replace... Okay. So I probably have to equip them, right? We found a music box. It should have gears in it, right? I assume so, but this looks like one of the ones that my father made. Your dad makes music boxes too? My dad makes a lot of things. Where'd you get this from, by the way? A trader from the village gave it to me. I see. I remember father saying he used to trade with some of the people here. He did always love traveling this world despite, well... sorry, I started rambling. The gears in there are compatible with the engine. Although it pains me to have to take it apart. Oh, I'm sorry. It's fine. We still need a battery to get to this to get this engine running. Please do what you must to find one. Boy, is that not... Yeah. Alright, we found a battery. Oh, nice. I honestly wasn't expecting it. It's from the generator on one of the islands. The research station? Yeah. It was powering all the robots there. I felt bad for taking it. We can always just give it back later. Right. Whew, excuse me. Looks like the flying machine has a chance after all. I just have to assemble the pieces now, but it might take a while. Do you mind keeping me company? Okay, sorry. Just very thirsty. How's it going? Slow. The connectors in the battery were not designed for this type of engine, so I have to shift around some of these ports. And there's this bolt that keeps getting stuck and... Don't worry, I'm making decent progress. We should be able to make it to the city by tonight, if you say so. What will happen once we get there? We need to bring Proto back first. And then we need to go find one more person. You may have already met her, actually. Do you remember her from the last time you were in this world? What does she look like? This is gonna sound strange, but... She is a fox. Oh! Oh! I do remember talking to a fox at one point. You've met Rue? The memories are still really blurry, though. I see. It's just hard, you know? Proto told me to think of this world like a dream. But then I get so caught up with... And I just kind of forget. I forget that everything here is supposed to be not real. And then I remember... And then I just get really sad. I know this is for me to go home, but knowing that none of it mattered in the first place, am I just trapped here for no reason? Proto also told me to not ask anyone in the world about this, saying they don't understand. But what about him? How did he know? How do you know? Aren't you guys all supposed to be code? Well, I'm not sure what to even believe anymore. I wish Rue was here. She's so much better at explaining this sort of thing. I'm doing a terrible job of it. I bet Proto was even less tactful, wasn't he? I'm afraid I must risk sounding callous, but please, you need not concern yourself with how real everything is for now. The plan is already in motion. We cannot allow for distractions. Father is putting everything into this one last run of the world. Oh, the last chance for him to fix everything. I had a feeling. I had a feeling he was the maker. Or what do they call? No, they call him the author. The author. Your father is involved in the world machine? You could say that. The acceleration of square particle anomalies was not accounted for at all, though. The patch was only built to accommodate the normal rate they appear, but they're accumulating at frightening speeds now. Proto even lost his body. My mouse just did a wheel thing. So I think something may have appeared in my computer. Thankfully, he gave you the disc just in time. So what happened to him anyway? What happens to anyone who gets caught in the squares? I only know it's bad. Well, you know how the simulation works, right? How everything is code? Specifically, everything is generated from pre-existing code. The squares can cause damage to that code. Most of the time, irreversible damage. Father has lost some friends in previous iterations of the simulation. It took him forever to develop the current, much more stable version. You're making it sound like your dad built the simulation himself. Wait, did he? Yeah. But how? If everyone in this world is code, how can he build himself? That's, not really what happened. So what happened? Like I said, you shouldn't concern yourself with... Alright. Did Prototype ever tell you about the old world? He did say something about being built to greet the Messiah of the old world. I was too caught up with other stuff at the time to think about it. Ah, you know of it at least then. Alright, here we go. My father, myself, the other two. None of us are part of the simulation itself. Our home world is the real world. The real world was actually destroyed a long time ago. It's Soma! In the years leading up to the calamity, scientists from all over the world tried to stop it, but the outlook was bleak. A vague prophecy about a messiah from another world became everyone's last bastion of hope. Prophetbot, or Prototype, was built to predict the future, about the specifics of this messiah. But, as his predictions turned out, the messiah would not have been able to arrive to our world in time. In fact, the messiah would not even have been born before our world ended. Disheartened, most people abandoned their research and resolved to peacefully live out their final years. But some people did the opposite. Even though saving the world was impossible, they didn't want our existence to be in vain. And that's where my father came in. With the last of his resources, he built his most ambitious project yet, the world machine. A large, detailed facsimile of the old world generated from a pool of memories collected from everyone he knew. I have a feeling that's going to come back later. The collected memories? Yeah. After a heavy amount of modification and an added narrative, my father was able to convert the entire structure into code. How did that code escape the old world? I have no idea. What I do know is, there is no equipment back home that was powerful enough to run the code independently, except if you put it in a space gun on a satellite that runs on solar power and fired into space just like in Soma. So, aside from the standard hardware, it also needed to borrow the mental processing abilities of a living person. Father used himself for that during the initial testing phases. Like I said, it took many iterations for him to make the experience stable enough. But as you can see, even that's breaking down. Ah. Father caught on to the issue in the last minute, but did not have enough time to fix it. After the world ended, the code kind of just ended up. Floating in the void indefinitely. Waiting for a willing operator to install it into their own hardware. Notorious BLT? Yeah. The operator, Notorious BLT, would then generate the universe using the code, becoming God in the process. So Notorious BLT was the living person you needed to borrow? No? That would be you. But why me? I should have asked that question a long time ago, shouldn't I? I don't know. We really need to get going. It's fixed. We can leave in the next 5 minutes if you are ready. Alright. I understand if you're upset, but please, try to understand. My father is doing this to help all of us. And that includes you, Nico. The fact that you can't even go back home, I'm sure it upsets you greatly. It's... the world means a lot to him, you know? So, how does flying work? Wait, don't these machines already exist in your world? You should already know that, you should already know what to expect. Not really. I've only heard about them. They're usually a lot bigger than this one, anyway. Ah. Well, a word of precaution before we take to the air. Please try not to panic. It takes a few minutes of getting used to, but it's not that bad once you are in the air. I'll try. Oh, I should probably tell Calamus and Alula where I'm going. You know, those two running over there now? Nico! Oh, fuck. Bad news. The boat is gone. What? It's the squares. It looks like they're headed in this direction. That's fast. Calamus, right? Yeah? How bad is it? Doesn't seem to be of immediate danger. Then it is of priority that I take you to the city first, Nico. What about them? I can make a detour later to drop you guys off too, off in the city too if you want. The city is better equipped to handle the squares. You'll be safer there. You're taking us to the city? If you wish. Oh yeah. All right. I will be back here in an hour, so please wait for me until then. You guys sure you'll be fine here? Mm-hmm. The squares are still moving pretty slowly for now. All right then. Guess we'll run into each other again soon. I'm ready to go. All right. Holy freaking crap. Is one of the screens going to be Nico barfing? No. Dude, I dig this music. Like, a lot. Alright. That's going to do it for this episode, folks. Hope you all did enjoy it and did you know what to do. That's going to be for me, Notorious BLT. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will catch you all next time. Bye-bye, folks.